hi.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Good evening, bro.
yeah, good evening. Okay. So I just call out some names, okay? Some few members' names, so they have to submit the assessment, okay? So the first one is Latika. Have you submitted the assessment?
No, sir, I'll submit by today, sir, because I got absent test today, so I'll submit today, sir.
Okay, right. You do one thing, okay? Tomorrow you can submit, okay?
Yeah, sure,
But
sir.
tomorrow will be the last date, so you have to submit tomorrow. First step,
Yeah, sure,
while
sir.
I am entering the tomorrow's class, I'm going to ask the assessment, okay?
Yeah,
Right,
sure,
right.
sir.
Okay. So then Mangala Patil, have you submitted your assessment? Okay, right. Rajesh, have you submitted your assessment?
No, Fasil.
Pardon?
Not yet submitted.
When are you going to submit?
I will talk to you personally.
Okay. Okay. After completion of class, you can talk to me. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Pradesh, have you completed your assessment? Pradesh. Okay. Gomati, have you submitted your assessment?
Hello, sir.
Have you submitted your assessment, Gomati?
No, sir. I submit it tomorrow.
Okay. Right. Please submit it tomorrow. Okay. Without fail.
Yes,
I
sir.
just
Sure,
need
sir.
to enter the mark and I just need to send to the managers. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Right. Correct. Pradesh, make sure you submit the assessment tomorrow. Okay. I just need to send to the manager. Okay. Okay. Shall we start today's class? Okay. So yesterday we have just seen some of the people assessment. Okay. So some of them haven't completed. There is one process. So we'll move on to the today's class. So in today's class, we are going to see RESTful API and HTTP request. So based on that, you are going to do the another assessment. So based on this topic, you are going to do one more assessment. So carefully just listen this, okay? So based on that, you are going to submit one more assessment by next week, okay? On Monday, Monday you have to submit this assessment, okay? So I'm just moving to the RESTful API and HTTP request. So what is a RESTful API? Okay, an API that allows the REST. I mean the REST stand for representative state transfer. Okay, from transferring from front end to the client. Front end. I mean that is a client to the server end. Okay, and it uses the method like get, post, put, delete to perform operation on the resources. Okay, so whatever you are going to do. Okay, so if you are using the get RESTful API method, so what will happen? You are fetching the data from the server. I mean, you are fetching the data from your server backend using the database. Okay, so that one is the purpose of get. So for post one is you are going to add or you are going to send any response through from client to the server via in the terms of header. Okay, so there will be an header by transferring the protocols. Okay, for that purpose you are using put. So post. So why put has been used? Okay, so there is another method called put. So it is used to update. Okay, so whatever the data is there, you want the particular value to be updated, so you will be using put with the help of an id. You will be rectifying that particular id. Okay, so this is how you will be using the RESTful API. And there is one more syntax called delete. So the delete means you can able to delete the entire, you can able to delete the particular value of data in terms of in a database. Okay, is that everyone understands? So how this RESTful API method work? If you are clear, just raise your hand. Others? Okay, right. So then, so what is an HTTP request? Okay, a request made by a client. Okay, the request made by a client to a server over the HTTP to retrieve or modify data. Okay, so the URL what you are going to send, so that is known as HTTP request. So request made from a client, you are sending a request from the client and you are getting it from the response. So the response will be given by the server. So this is the basic definition of RESTful API and HTTP request. Okay, so now first one, after this, so what we'll be having is fetching the data using fetch and access. There are two methods. One is fetch is a default inbuilt of JavaScript. Okay, so if you want to use fetch, you can able to use the fetch. Okay, so nowadays fetch is been limited of using inside application to fetching the data. Okay, so whatever it is, if you are giving the fetch, you have to give the post method. So you have to declare the separate method. There you will have to declare a header, authorization. These kind of things should be added extra. Okay, so there is another method called Axio. So what is Axio? So the same method. So what is it? Is a third party package. So that is really helpful writing in a one command. Okay, with the help of one command, you can able to send the request throughout the entire from the client to the server. So this is the difference between the fetch syntax and Axios. Okay, so I'll just tell you an example between these two. Okay, then we'll move on to the real time. So how it is work. Okay, so now I'm just sharing my screen. Just give me a second. Is my screen visible to you all?
Yes, bro.
Okay, right. Proceeding. Present. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going for a new topic. Okay, I'm not going to use any previous page and all. So just going for a new one. I'm just creating a folder name. Just a second. Let me create inside the components. So I'm going to create a page called CRUD. We'll mention this as CRUD. So now here you are what you are going to see with the help of this topic is create, read, update and delete. Okay. So what is come post, get, put, delete. So okay. So CRUD is a one of the most pivotal part that plays in a entire IT industry experience. Is that clear, everyone? So CRUD is one of the most basic thing. Okay, wherever you are goes to the interview, they'll be asking the CRUD. So what is CRUD? You have to means create, read, update, delete. Okay, so you have to give the definition of that. So they will ask, so what is CRUD does? What is create does? What is read does? What is update does? What is delete does? Then they will ask you what is a HTTP request. Okay, and then what is a RESTful API? So these are the things they will be asked from this topic. Okay, so the CRUD is one of the most important part that plays in a web application. Is that clear, everyone? If you are clear, just raise your hand, guys. Okay. So now I'm creating a folder called CRUD. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to mention one more file name call. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to call in an entire page. Okay. So right now there is an CRUD. So here I'm going to keep as a form will be in separate ton and fetching the value will be separate. So this will be done entire throughout by developing a card. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is, so for this one, so for this also I'm going to write a separate folder for service file. Okay. So what I have to do is here I will go, I will be create service. Okay, services. Okay, let me keep it as services. So here what I'm going to do is I'm first in services file, I'm going to create services.js. Okay, so it is not JSX, it is JSX only for meeting for UI and rendering purpose. So other thing like using the context, and JSX is little bit, I mean, for writing the functionality wise, so you can able like writing the Axios and others thing, other part like at the entire functionalities. Okay, like fetching from one component to the data fetching. So this kind of thing can be done with the help of JSX. Okay, now so now I'm just creating here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just importing one of my, okay, so I'm just, so here I'm not going to use this. So what I'm going to do here is, first thing, I am going to import my third party library called Axios. Okay. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this as a basic protocol. Okay. So this is how I'm going to set that. So now what I'm going to do here is constant, okay, API. I'm going to give this a API or URL. So what I'm going to do is Axios. Just a second. So that will be first you are creating the header of Axios. Axios dot create, okay, and then you are writing a base URL. So what will be that? So as of now, I'm not going to give you any URL. Okay, that will be given after the completion of the course. So while I giving you a real time example, then I will be provide you an API. Okay, for that you can able to add here. So okay, so right now I'm just going with a dummy JSON. Okay, so HTTPS, okay, JSON placeholder dot com. Okay, so now this is my URL. Just give me a second. Okay, so for testing purpose, you can use this. Right. So what I'm gonna do here is I have written this. So then you can give it a timeout. So why I'm giving it timeout is optional. Okay, if the server is not hitting, so something is happening, so internet is going out, it is getting disconnected. So what will happen? It will be discontinued. Okay, for that purpose, I'm going to give it a timeout. Okay. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, so here I have declared this one. So now I'm going to call my first API. So export constant get all value. Before that first we have to create one. So create service. Okay. So here what you are going to do here is you have to pass the request.body. Okay. So here what you are going to just give your data as a parameter right now. So open the arrow function. So here what you are going to do is you are going to call this apart the top URL. Okay. So API dot, it will be the post command. Okay. And then what you are going to do is you are going to slash post. So why post means, so this is a URL. So you are going to create a value. Okay. So then what you are going to do here is already I have just I just given my parameter value. Okay. I declare. So here I have to give that one. So then only while going with this entirely. So what will happen is after .com or slash post will come, then the entire body, I mean entire request data will be sent. Okay. So this is how we will be writing for the post one. Okay. So now after this, so you have to import this one. Okay. So export. So export default, export default API. Okay. Okay. So now I have just created my service. So whatever the service here, you can able to create it. So first what I'm going to do in my CRUD one, first file I'm going to create as list.jsx. While is I'm going to fetch the entire data. Okay. So now REFCE. Okay, I am just writing my file. So I'm going to replace that list. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is, okay, so first one, okay, just I'm title, uh, okay, okay. So I have just given my first list page. So now what I'm going to do is, I just want to call this in my application. So for that one, I'm going with my page. So here I'm going to give one more new one. So it will call as a CRUD page. Okay. Okay. So here RAFC and you have to import. Okay. So let's look into clearly. So how I'm importing. So first I'm opening, then I'm writing the name. So what should be imported here? So that will be the list. It comes here. So click on that. It will be imported at top. So then give space and close it. So the list will be imported. Now this CRUD page should be called in my main page. So what I'm going to do is app.jsx. So if I can. Okay. In my handling page, comment this. So here you have to paste the CRUD page. So same, if you write CRUD page, so automatically it will shows. Click on this. Okay. So the CRUD page has been added. So now let me check into my application what is it. Okay. So now I'm getting my, I can able to fetch my data. So now what I'm going to do here is, so once here, state management, right? So here we have seen. So what I'm going to do is, I need this card, same card. Okay. So now, so second. Okay. All right. What can I can do here is, okay. So yeah. So now class name bureau and then class name column MD of tree state management column MD tree and MD4. Okay. So I'm just closing here. So I'm going to call my entire here. So this is my card. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is, so I just call my list. So everything is set. So now I'm going to create my first value. For this one, what I'm going to do, either there is a two part. One is you can able to give the command at the top of your application, like add a button. If it add, it will open a pop-up. Otherwise, if you want to redirect to another page, you can redirect with the help of the routing. So what is best approach? If you are working for like in terms of like government services, okay, and government service project and then private project, so based on their requirement, so you can able to use both. Okay, as of now, anyone we can able to approach it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going with a button. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm writing here. Okay, so okay, what I'm going to do here is yes, okay, let me take this button. So goes here, I will give it and let me close it. So here before that, what I'm going to do is to give add. Okay, so yeah, you can able to see I'm having add. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is the next step is, so I just want if I click add, I need to open the form page. So how I'm going to use this form? So there is one third party material, or you can easily use a dialog box. So that is which is applicable in Bootstrap. So I'll go with the dialog box with the help of Bootstrap. So what I have to do is, yeah. So now what I'm going to do is already I have installed just a second. So we have to check first we have installed or not. So I'm goes here. So no, I haven't installed my this what yeah, I haven't installed my Bootstrap. So what I'm going to do here is so what I'm going to do is okay, I'm not going to install that. So I think I am already here. Wait, I'm not having here. Oh yes, I'm having here. So already I'm having the Bootstrap. So what I'm going to do is directly I'm going to import it. So what I'm going to do is go to the CRUD folder. I'm going to create a new page called dialog. So first I'm going to create a component, custom component dialog.jsx. Okay. So now here, so I'm going to create my dialog. So now what I'm going to do here is, okay. So the first one will be here, remove this. So I'm going to use class name container. The first one will be the container empty file. So then after this, I'm going to use button just hold on a second. Okay. So let me do like this. Go to my, so here it is my new terminal. So directly I'm going to install it. So cd Besant npm install react bootstrap and bootstrap. Okay. So I'm just installing my dependency. I just need only two volume. So one is model and one is button. So I have installed this. So now what I'm going to do is import model comma button. Okay. So I'm going to import my buttons. So now from, so that will be from React Bootstrap. Here it is. Okay. So I have installed. So now here inside what I'm going to do is, before that proceeding, so I'm going to use, first one will be the model. Okay. I'm going to click a model. So already a model is there. So then I need an header. So automatically it will be pre-fill value. So model dot, see here, if I click on dot, so there will be a footer, header, body. So okay. So content also there. So model dot header. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close here. Okay. So then inside the header is done. So I'm going to keep this model dot title. So the header will be there. So then model dot title. So here it is title. Okay. So I just given. So now what will happen? I need the content. Okay. So body. So here only you are going to write your form here. Okay. So model body. Sorry. Wait. Instead of, okay, model dot model dot body. Okay. Then so here you are going to write your form. Okay. So the what we are going to create. So that is you are going to write here. So then what I'm going to do here is, the next one will be, I need a footer. So where I'm going to add and cancel button. Okay. Create and cancel. Sorry, submit and cancel. For that one, I need a model footer. So model dot footer. So here I have given. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is, so everything is set. So now first one will be hi. So something random text. So here I'm going to pass my buttons. So that will be bootstrap buttons. Button variants will be secondary. The first one will be secondary and the next one will be the primary. So one is cancel, one is edit. Okay. So the first one will be the cancel. So for cancel, I can able to show in a red color. So I'm going to write danger. So then for primary, I'm going to write normal primary for create. Okay. So now I have done this. So how I'm going to click an event handle from the list page. So what I'm going to do here is, so I'm going to click here is constant, going to declare a set call open comma set is open, and then going to give the use state. So here I'm going to declare as false. And now I want an on click function. So write a constant handle open dialog box. Okay. So then goes with what will happen. So this is the set what I have given here. So that I'm going to call here. So here I'm going to give as true. Instead of giving true, you can able to give true as well as you can able to call as a previous state using the arrow function. So how you are going to write is simple, just write another one. So previous state, go with previous state. Okay. So here you have to give not equal to previous state. So what will happen? So already it is false. So what will it will become as true. Okay. So now I'm going to call this handle open dialog box inside here on click. I'm going to give here. So if I click this, I have need to open my dialog. So what I'm going to do is, so in my container, okay, after this, I'm going with the I'm going to import my dialog. So Here is this dialog, right? So this is I'm going to import. So how I'm going to call this? So here I'm going to use as open and open, and then I'm going to give the entire application, entire component inside this. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to map this entire into a one React fragment. So go here. So going to use an extra. Okay. So now if I click this, I will be opening a dialog. Okay. So now let us check that. So what is happening here? Just a second. Okay. And I'll click open. Open. Okay. Dialog. Okay. So here I have to send a value inside a props. So that will be as open. So now I'm going to call this value inside here, and in my model it should be show. When I click this, it should be show. Show. Sorry, this is a show is a keyword. So here I'm going to pass the value. So if I want to pass the value, I'm going to pass here. Okay. Can you able to see how I created the model? Everyone, how I created the model? Is that clear, everyone? If I clear this, just raise your hand. Okay. Right. Great. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to limit the size of this button. So size will be 20. Let me check. I'll come to that. So SM, and this will also the SM, maybe the SM. So I have given this. I have given the body. So yeah, I made, yeah, I think the body and footer should be called after the header. Okay. So header is only for. So now we'll see it will be in perfect shape. Can you see? This is a header, this is body, and this is pop-up. All right. So now how I'm going to give one more condition on height. So I just need a close value. So here what I'm going to do is there is a function called on height. So here what I'm going to do is this work or not. Okay. So what I have to do here. So I just need to handle the close function. So paste it, handle open is done. So now handle close. For this, you can able to write you can write is as true directly itself. Don't need straight. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pass my value. So that will be hide any function name. So directly I'm passing as a props. So now here I'm going to call as hide. So now I'm going to call here. So you see here. What is happening? Second. Oh, sorry. In header, I have to mention the button name. Okay. So that will be the close button. Okay. So yeah, if I click this, it should be cancelled. ID is here. True is here. Sending inside this. And handle. Okay, and open dialog. Can you see now? So instead of this, I'm directly calling my both the function. Okay, either it will be open or under. So now this is how we are open a dialog, and inside that we are going to write a form. So I'm just writing the two values. So one is name and one is description. Okay. So how I'm going to write? So I just need to create a form. Already I have created dialog. So now I just create a form. So that will be called here. So title will be add. So add form. Okay, add. So now here I'm going to, so for that I have to create a form call. Okay, add form. Okay, dot JSX. So here I am going to use same method. Okay, add form. Right. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write the input. So two input, that's it. Only the two input I'm going to write, and remaining thing will be accessible there itself. So I'm just writing the two input. So now what will happen here is, okay, I am going to write form. So the first one will be, okay, let me, so here I'm going to import my form. Okay, let's check that. I got it. I know what is the issue. Wait a minute. Can you see now? Everyone. Is that clear, guys? Okay. So I'm making it small, okay? So this is how I'm going to smell. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do here is, okay, so the name should be called at top and the input text should be here, okay? So first one here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write class name. So that will be the container. That will be the empty4. Okay. So today we are only going to see post. Okay. So tomorrow we'll be seeing look at others, and because why I'm going really slow is, so you just need to get this. Okay, you just need to understand this. Okay, so then only while I'm giving you the entire bigger application to be created, so that time it will be really helpful. Okay, for now I'm going by step. So today I'm just going to tell you how the posts work. Okay, so how the posts work and how we can able to fetch the value which are stored there, so how we can able to retrieve that. Is that clear, everyone? If you are clear, just raise your hand. Okay, great. Okay, right. Yeah. So container empty4 I have just given here. So then what I'm going to do is the class name bottom. So I'm just going to reduce some bottom. Okay, margin bottom, and then so label HTML for. Okay, so that will be as a name. Okay, and then you can able to use the class name as form label. Okay, so you can use the form label. So here in input, what you can able to see is, so one is the class name, and it will be the form control, and then my input class. Okay, my input class, that's it, my input hyphen class. Okay, so I don't, okay, let me keep the placeholder also. So placeholder in the name. Okay, so now I have given this. Okay, so here the same thing will be happen for this thing, goes here. So here also I have to give the class name as mb3. Okay, so now here also I'm going to give this input class. Okay, so here placeholder will be enter the description. Okay, something whatever you wish. Okay, so now I have done this. So for input text area, so that will be in terms of text area. Okay, for description, so it will be the text area, so not this thing. Okay, so now let me check that. Can you able to see? So I have brought this. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is, okay, so here I'm not, I think I, okay, in my dialog box. So right now I'm going to write all the functionality, so that is going to pass here. Okay, so that will be the first one, constant form data, comma set data, set.
This is same as form, like creating forms, huh?
Yes, so same as creating the form, so I just given inside the dialog box. If I click the add, so that it comes like this. Okay, so now
Like data is fetching from.
see the data is right now not fetching. I haven't fetched any data. First now I'm just going to create this in a test server, test API. So then the created one will be fetched inside my card value in the list here. So it is going to fetch here. Okay, so as of now I'm just setting up the form. So while it is done, so it will be created. Okay, you just see this. Okay, if you have any, you just let me know. Okay, just give me a second. So now I'm going with my description, so that will be empty. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make my handle change. So constant handle change. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is goes here. So now I'm going to use set form data. So okay, set form. Okay, now first one constant name. I'm going to say name comma value. So I'm going to trigger an event called e.target. So this is the target. So whatever the target I'm going to achieve is a LFO form. So that will be the name and value. So what we are going to pass here, okay? So their name and value. So now I have given the e.target. So then set form data, okay? Previous, I just want previous data, I will be checking that. So then go with the arrow function, enter the call all the previous data. So whatever it is, and then give a comma. So here you will be giving the name. Okay. So the name will be trigger. So then it will be the value. Okay. So, okay. I got it. Okay. After, after. For this. Okay. So now I just given my handle change. Okay. So I have given handle change. I'm also given the form. So now here what I'm going to give constant handle form submit. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is goes here. I'm going to give e dot prevent default first one. Okay. So here comes the Axios. So here it is comes. So what you have to do is what the data you are going to pass. Okay. So for that, first you will be creating a constant post data. So it will be an object. So that will be the name and that will be the description. This is a two thing you are going to pass in your payload. Okay. So just a second. So what I'm going to do is name dot name. अच्छा ठीक है. Okay, that will be like form data dot name and form data dot. So now here I am giving my two value. So one is post form. Now I'm going to write my function. So what I have written in my service. So try method. Here I'm going to constant response is equals to await. Before that, I have to give you asynchronous. Okay. If I'm giving await, so I have to give asynchronous. I have to declare here event. So here constant await. So what I'm going to create? So create. So what we have given there, create. So where is my service? Create service, right? So now that will be the, so the first one create service, right? Give this. So what I'm doing, why I'm writing in service, then I'm calling here because instead of writing this directly inside my this, okay, this is not the correct method. So directly inside writing the form submit event. So for that to restrict that, so I'm just creating a function there inside and I'm just adding all the things. So then I'm just passing the URL. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I want to send this payload. Okay, request.body payload. So I'm just sending inside my create service. So then I'm going to, okay, I'm going to see in console.response as of now. Okay. So second console.log of response. Okay, the rest. Okay, so rest I'm just keeping it. So then here it will become the catch method. Catch error. So here we are going to, yeah, okay. You can able to see console dot error. So that will becomes as error. So now I given this. So I have to submit true in my application. Okay. So here I'm going to submit it. So this will be button will be type will be just a second on click. Okay. So that will be handle form submit. And then I have to pass all the values here. Form data is equals to form data. Okay. And then handle change is equals to handle change. So I am just sending handle change and my form data. Also, once this is done, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to close my this thing. I'm going to close that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is once it is done, so I'm going to call this as a function hide. So this is a closed one. Okay. So I'm just calling the function. So when the post service has been created, so it will automatically close, the pop-up will be closed. Okay. So if you want to show some notification to the user, so you can add a toaster message. So there is an package called npm install react toastify. So if you install this, so the first one will be happen here. Okay, I have just installed it. So where you have to first initialize this one is go to the main page here. Okay. So instead here, so here it is the toast container. So I think I should add here. Position will be top right. Auto close. So how many seconds it will close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import that. Import. It's not from React Bootstrap. It is from React Toastify. Okay. So here it is done. So there is another thing I have to give. So that is okay. So that is import. Okay. So now if I set a React. So if I want to show some notification to the user, so here what I'm going to toast dot success. Okay, I have done this. Entirely I have passed this. So I'm going to my art form. So here I'm going to call my form data, comma, handle change. Okay. So now here I'm going to call my on change. So here I'm going to give my handle change. Okay. So just call this. I also import it. Also go here. So now I have to pass my value. So value will be form data dot name, right? Yeah. So here the form data dot description. So okay, before adding the form, so you have to check in a debugger. So whether it is moving or not, the values are passing or not. Okay. So we'll give a debugger. Then after if it is working, then we can able to remove that for your purpose. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is refreshing my page. Okay. So now I'm going to click, right. So I'm going to write name. Okay. So what you have to do is go to the console first. Okay. Let me script in. So then you have to go for the network tab. Okay. So here, if I click on create, it will I'm getting the debugger, right? So right now I'm going to debug this entire thing. So I just want to check whether I'm passing my value or not. I'm going to check here. So first one, so here it is getting prevented. So then I'm going to my form data. So what I'm going to pass? See here, I'm passing the name is Muhammad Fuzarayan is passing here, and the description also I can able to pass the values. I am a one sector. Is that clear, everyone? Right now, if you are clear, just raise your hand, guys. If you are clear, if you are really clear, this just raise your hand, guys. Okay, right. Others. Okay, so again, I'm just seeing here. Okay, so then if I want to see here, so then I have to click this one again. So it will goes here. Okay, unless until if it is stopped, I can able to see in my post. I'm just sending this. Okay, so okay, everything is fine here. So now I'm clicking. Just a second. Okay, so response here. Payload of post is not there. Okay, let's check this. अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है, I understand. Go to service API.post. I'm sending post. So okay, let me check in console what is the problem here. Access. Okay, I think it okay. Typo mistake. Yeah, okay. So got it. So yeah, now it will work. It's in. Let's check. Okay. And again I'm creating. I'm sending my value. So in my post data, I just sending my value. I am going to my network. Okay. So what is happening here? No property, no response. Okay. Okay. I think there is one more typo error. I think this should be work now. So see here, can you see form created successfully? Created a post. I'm just creating my value here. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Guys, if you're clear, just raise your hands. Okay. So, okay, right. So now I have just created this. So I want to fetch all the values. So here, so what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to my, okay, will be to do, will be post. Okay, so defaults 100 post, right? So here, I think this entire will be called. Don't worry, we can able to filter that. Okay. So here also, what you're going to do is export fonts. So now what I have to do here is, so get post. Okay. So nothing you are going to pass here. API I'm passing dot get. Okay. So here it will be as post. Okay. So already I'm having my URL here. So I'm just value passing. So I'm not going to pass anything. So simply what I'm going to do in my list page, use my use effect. Okay. Just a second. I might name this title and body. Let us check. So use effect. let me do one thing. Because I'm using server, right? So I have to call that. So let me give this as title. 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 And in my form, I'm going to pass as title. That means as title. So yeah. So here what I'm going to do is dot body, and it will be the body. I'm going to check as let it be the description. So here in payload will be the body. Okay, okay, right. So now I am going to fetch my values. Okay. So what you have to do is try. Okay. Before that, I'll create a function for fetching the values. Constant get constant fetch data. Okay. So here I'm going to give axiom asynchronous, and I'm going to give try, and then I'm going to give catch. So the catch, then it will be the error. Okay. So console dot log of. Okay. So try catch is the done. So here constant res is equals to await. So get post. I'm just calling this. I'm just leaving as it is. Okay. So what I have done in my dialog. So yeah, I'm just leaving as it is. So then I'm going to set that set data. So the res dot data. So I think the rest dot data is the correct one. Check. Okay, yes, rest dot data. So yeah, so now I'm going to declare my array variable data. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to map this. Where I'm going to map? Map return. So that will be show 0, and that will be a comma I. And it's going I. So in key will be I. Leave it as it is as of now. A dot right. Okay, and body. Okay. So I've done this. So now I'm going to fetch my data inside here and going to call data. So before that, console dot log of this dot data. Let me check in the console. So what is happening? Go to console. Okay. Data dot map, right? So let me do one thing. Just keep like this. Okay, I am getting my value. This number 60. Okay. Mm. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Can you see able to how am I fetching my values? Is that clear, everyone? So this is how we are going to create. Okay. After once creation is done, so automatically it will fetch. Okay. So again, I'm just sending you. Okay. So yeah, just give me a second. Then it's keep on rendering. So what I have to do here is I am going to fetch my data. So while the button is called, okay, in a, so that should be run. So then only we can able to see the data at the time. So yeah. So now what I'm going to do, go to my dialog or form dialog, right. So just fetch this data here. Okay. I created and also called my post. Can you understand, guys? So how I'm rendering this? Creating, suddenly I'm calling and it will be fetch. Okay. Right now this is a dummy JSON. Okay. So tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get you a database. Okay. So real-time data set, I'm just going to map here. I'm going to show. Okay. Is that clear, everyone? If you're clear, just raise your hand, guys. If you're clear with this. Okay. Right. So yeah, so what we have shown today is what is RESTful API and what are the HTTP requests, and then we went on to see how the CRUDs work. Okay, so in the CRUD part we have just shown the first one, CRUD. Okay, the CRUD part post method. So there are remaining method we can able to see tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, I'm done with today. Okay, so do you guys have any doubt? Okay, right. Okay, guys. Rajesh, you told that I just want to speak with you personal, right? You can call me after this class. I'll be waiting for your call. Okay. Is that clear?
So I'll share the screen. Can you see the as my assignment, and in terminal I cannot open it.
Okay, okay, Monica. I'll just call you in a half an hour. Okay. I'll just look it into half an hour. Do one thing. You just send me a zip file. Let me check through out. Okay. I'm just having a one more call, office call, so I just need to attend that. Okay. You just send me the zip file entirely. You just send me the zip file. I just let you know what is the issue.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay. Rajeshan, you may call Rajan when you're done. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Right. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Yeah.